go outside. I can't go outside. Nobody's safe. It's a war. If you pussy in the streets, you gon' go out here. See me all suited up and my ball out here. You scared in the motherfucking pit. You sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the first, what I give you in the clips. 32 rounds of fire, it never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sit and hang around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up the worst. It's all black person, painted with black earth. Docs on site, we medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your mercy. Go on with that counter war, ready for that bullshit. Kind of like a matador. Get this kind of focus. You want me some Adderall. Something just to lock you in. 100 medical. If they say I got some screws loose, then that's true too. Don't let me let them moves look like it's a fool. It's like I transform the roof to the pool. Come up with a strategy, maximizing the calories. Courage and King David, battling like the Maccabees. Start a voodoo, let that nigga fall to a athlete. Never see the bar, his life away rapidly. Make it leap with your majesty, take it to hate it savagely. I try to leave a rap alone, but I bet that it's happening. Hurt it like gravity, in the middle of this average. Alright, I see calamities, all the over my family. Purple rappers be mad at me, all the up in their cavity. They words keep sitting, they come, they cause a cavity. Yeah, it's a cool, I'm not a fuck. Going on outside, you really crib with the go outside. I can't do it outside. From the dust to the dawn outside. So when I'm going outside, catch you right when you're drawing outside. Cause it's a war outside. I'm still drawing outside. Cause that's counter like you better be on outside. Cause it's a war outside. Going outside, you with the crib with the go outside. I can't do it outside. One west till they bury me. I be one west till the death till they bury me. I be one west till the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. There's a whole lot of Pharisees speaking heresy. Get you fucked up and bury me. It's like they bury me. I said shit. They ain't listening. Every power makes you listen. Get your whole brain, baby. Stop making you. Didn't say something.
No? Hey, it's just too much for my we ain't better for you. Oh yeah, I got you. Come here. Yeah. Oh, really good, man. Oh, that's right. That's mine. What is it? When you thought that you want to say that, let it go. Yeah, quick. You a fake girl. What's up, Austin? Yeah. If you like to take you do the thing right here. Go on, eat the food. Oh, I did that. You want to finish it don't play good. I'm in the board too, so I'm like, you got it. Say what?
I got me moving this dope, want me to lock up. He said, huh?
It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, y'all mind. I'm gonna go take as much as you want, bro. Eat, man. I think you got a little bit more than food to wrap it up. Come on, because I'm about to take a look at that.
I see you try breaking, you get us cracking the 80s.
I used to be nothing all day.
It's gonna take more than cars for the amazing. I see niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head up the clouds, so you don't face me. I guarantee you won't. No, you could get it. She say, I can't win. No, devil nice shots, so tell me again. I ain't at the die we together. You still living in the ghetto. See the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. But we got high with the devil. I look into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die we together. I ain't religious or superstitious. But we been getting fucking put to the side. Because prison became a business. The murder one off, next I talk about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got all the descendants. It's just say hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives matter when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Those dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomb. For what we rock, they sent them in the town in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die hard. Some people call it karma. But Christ returned, I don't get this harvest like the farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to set the score beside the Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. Nothing that's holding me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I keep up my fight. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave a homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot a homeboy twice. Pussy with it, John screaming out that he got a knife. He came from my baby spot, it was checking it right. Shit's trite, I was giving pictures on lifestyle. Last Trayvon, Mike Brown, a guy, Curly, Eric Thomas, Sean Bell, Fernando, Open, Sterling, Jamal McDonald. The white man is so devilish. And I'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Mama Robbie, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't at the time we together. And you still landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. You see the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. But we got high with the devil. I look into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die we together. I ain't at the die we together. And you still landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. You see the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I hope it's in the eyes of the devil.
It's not in there? I mean, shit, you want to put the tool in there, I'm going to take a home with you. What do you do? You know what? I'm going to get everything in mind. Right there. Take some money. Yeah. I was going to get started. No, this one. My bad.
Close that academy.
Huh?
Alright, well, did you want something too or not?
That's why.
Okay, alright.
You want some water?
Huh?
You want water?
Say
You want water?
no, I already got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it already. Yeah. Alright, let's clap it up real quick. I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Bashim, Ashar Barakadam to all my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bashim, Ashar to all my sisters. I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis with the Brotherhood class today. Man, I guess we're going to touch on a few things. But more importantly, I do want to bring out some milk scriptures as today, and then we're going to, elaborate and get some more things, okay? All right. Once again, if y'all want something to eat or y'all want something to drink, y'all go ahead and, be off. Okay. Next time, who got the Bible? Yeah, please turn that down. You got okay. All right. You got the Apocrypha as well?
Yeah.
Okay, no sweat. All right. First things first, man. How's everybody been doing? Everybody too wild?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
About that feast, so how's that feast?
Hey, it was glory.
Hey, 2 days in a row, man.
That was nice. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, it was amazing. We had a good time. We went over the whole history of what Purim is and why we celebrate it, and it was really a glorious meaning behind it. You know what I mean? Like our high holy days and holy convocations are not something that's, it's not something that's in vain. Right. It represents something that has true meaning and true history. You know what I'm saying? Versus, the holidays out here concerning like St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I believe, later on this month or next month?
I believe so, yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, Easter, you know what I'm saying? All these days that mean nothing but evil concerning any people. So, last week was a glorious time, and now next month, April 9th, we got something coming up. The Lord's 51st Passover.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, give that a hand, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you guys think today's topic is going to be on? Anybody?
Shalom, that coronavirus or what?
I probably mentioned that. Actually, I should mention a little bit about that. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've been dealing with at slavery for months.
The locusts.
Those locusts?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, y'all heard about those locusts?
Yeah.
This happened twice already with the locusts. The first time was like a few months ago. You know what I mean? Now, but where did that happen at?
I think it's still the same swarm. Like they just migrate, eating, migrate.
Right. Is it the same place?
They destroy them eaters, man. They starve them out. Like they eat all they cattle's food. So if the cattle don't eat, it breaks down the chain of command. The chain of the food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they food they eating, then the people ain't gonna eat because they eat all that cattle. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this is breaking it down.
Where is this at though?
Oh, in East Africa, Ethiopia, Pakistan, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, thank the Lord for that. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's like one more thing.
Yeah.
And they are making their way to China.
They are?
Yes.
That's
what the news said, according to the news.
And the Most High is not playing with them, man. Hey, get the Lord a hand one more time, man. Right now after slavery, a lot of people are upset. They are afraid. They want to cancel all their flights, their hotels, because they don't know when it's going to stop or if it's ever going to stop.
Right.
Because at first when I was hearing about it, it seemed like a big thing. But the more and more deaths and it's spreading, now it's even hitting, U.S. There's even cases of it in Minnesota. I believe 3 people died already. As of this morning, it will be 3 people that died in Minnesota from coronavirus. And of course, it's not brothers, it's not sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely heathens. You know what I mean? And something I want to bring out as far as brotherhood and sisterhood. You know what I mean? Is that as you see, it is the heathens' turn to get punished like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is their time to shine. And these what is it, virus, the coronavirus, and these bugs, these locusts, what is it, locusts? Yo, they are tearing their ass up, and that's all thanks to the Most High. Go ahead.
It's like it. And it's, I'm sure y'all aware, I seen it, but I didn't know research on it. But they got these tree-eating worms.
Oh, I heard about that.
I heard about that. They eating up stuff too. They eating just as much as they eating just as much as locusts is. So.
Okay, good.
It's a lot. I know in LA, maybe like a couple weeks ago, I think it was about 10,000 or 15,000 bees were just downtown.
Oh, that's
just
right.
Everybody.
That's right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's even crazy. You know, someone made a joke about wait till the summertime once the mosquitoes come out. You know, concerning that coronavirus, everybody's gonna really have it. Everybody's gonna have it. You know what I mean? You know, it's so hilarious though, because I mean, man, like so much is happening in the earth back to back. Like 2020 is gonna be a good year.
That's right.
I think it's gonna be a great year for Israel because a lot of things is happening towards our enemies. And I want to get into the whole topic of how the Most High is racist. You know what I'm saying? And proof of that. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that the Lord is this is a coincidence what is happening to these other nations. You got to think about all the things that didn't happen to Black and Hispanic people as a whole. And we are God's children. Not everybody is the Most High's children. He has a chosen. You know what I'm saying? That's like you saying you got a favorite color, a favorite, animal. You know what I'm saying? A favorite show. All those things really matter in the earth. And the Most High, use a great example as far as us in the scriptures and how he separates his love from the Chinese, the Japanese, from our oppressor, and he gives it to our nation. But we got to return that favor back. It's very, very important for, as a Black man, as a Black woman, Hispanic and Native, that you show each other love as well, because that's what Christ was, here for. He was here to lay down the foundation of, something that we have, which is a beautiful weapon, brotherhood and sisterhood. Because without that, how are we going to survive? How are we going to make it further in life when everything is attacking us?
Yeah.
That's something that has to always be thought about. You got so many people who are just very selfish. And they are out for themselves, and they do everything for themselves and nobody else. Okay? And I'm just gonna like today I'm just gonna go around and grab random scriptures as we go. You know what I mean? And if anybody else got some good precepts, you can throw them out there as well. All right? So, first things first, the Most High being racist, right? Give me Deuteronomy 7:6.
Come.
A lot of people love to read the book of Deuteronomy because it's one of the first 5 books of Moses, but they never grab this scripture, which is something that you cannot, miss out on or not try to study and break down and get the full interpretation of what it's talking about. Because little does a lot of Black and Hispanic people know is that this book is all about you, all about the greatness, all about, your success and your failures. You know what I'm saying? We were royalty, man. But right now, we don't treat ourselves like royalty, nor does anybody else. Okay? So, whenever you're ready, guys.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For thou art a holy people.
Thou art what?
A holy people.
Thou art a holy people. What does the word holy mean? Does it mean to be godlike? Go ahead.
Sorry, it means to be set apart.
Mm-hmm.
Be separated.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that word set apart, right? Why is it good to be holy? What are you separating yourself from? If that makes sense. Of a question. Go ahead.
So like we are separating ourselves from the ways of the heathens.
Exactly. And how do you know? Because the Most High told us which way to go and which way not to go.
Right.
Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, would be a great example. You know what I mean? Don't follow after another people's culture. You see what happened to Adam and Eve. They got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. That's like getting kicked out of your household by your parents because you were being nothing but disobedient. You know what I'm saying? So think of that as an example, a metaphor or an analogy. You know what I'm saying? Us getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden was us not following what the Lord told us to do. He laid down the ground rules. All you have to do was follow those rules, right, and not let anything or no one, come in the way of that to right, corrupt you and your your relationship with the Most High. See what I'm saying? We disrespected our Father, and we became a disgusting nation. We became very evil and vile. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that we follow the heathens, we look just like them. And the heathens are nothing but disgusting in every way. Right now, close it all the way. Right now, you have a whole disease, a virus, killing a bunch of people that eat nothing but unlawful food. Right. You know what I'm saying? The same things that the Most High told us not to eat in the dietary laws. You know what I mean? Leviticus 11th chapter. That's where you get the cleanseness and uncleanseness. It breaks it down. See what I'm saying? It's so important. Like nothing in the Bible is light. It's something that you always have to pay attention to. It's something that's very serious. Like the Bible said with James, right? With James, it says that if you break one law, you offended all of them. Right. You know what I'm saying? So imagine eating bats, and you thinking it's not a big deal. But meanwhile, you are going to get a disease that's going to kill you and your people. Right. Just because of that small thing, man. All right? So read it one more time.
Come. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Mm-hmm. For thou art an holy people.
For what?
Thou art an holy people. Mm-hmm. Unto the Lord thy God.
Now, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Keep going.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Now we have to really focus in. Who is it talking about? Because it doesn't sound like it's talking about everybody. Because if it was that clear, it would have said everybody, right?
Come.
But it says a chosen people. Those people that are holy and separate. And what does the word special mean in another sense?
Different.
Huh?
Like different from, or, more.
No, meaning like, go ahead. Say it again.
Peculiar.
Peculiar. And what does the word peculiar mean? Go ahead.
Different, yeah, like special.
Yeah, you're different, you're special. You see what I'm saying? You ain't like everybody else. That's the whole purpose. And anytime, like you can tie this scripture in, like anytime we're talking about the curses, and because we are the best people on the face of the earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody knows it.
Here's the definition of peculiar.
Yeah, you want to turn that down. For what? You go ahead and grab the definition if you got it.
Peculiar, strange, or odd, unusual.
You want to be a little louder so everybody can hear you.
Peculiar, strange, odd, strange, or odd, unusual.
I'll take that word unusual.
Particular,
special. You know what I'm saying? I'll take words like that because that is Israel. We ain't like everybody else. And so funny, there's so many stories in the Bible as far as the conversation between our enemies and our people, to where they know the difference between each other. How many times did brothers like Paul say, nah, I'm a Jew. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm not like you Africans.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's so funny when they talk about Moses too. It talks about Moses' tribe. It talks about the tribe. You know what I mean? It talks about who Job was, who King Solomon was. These ain't white boys that we're reading about. We have to know our history, our ancestry. You know what I'm saying? Christ. That's a shocker. For some reason in 2020, no one knows that he is a black man.
Right.
When it's in the very Bible that they have at the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's even more funny, like, even if you look at the other versions, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got James, you got the NIV, you got all these different ones, right? It even gives a little hints of showing you that it's talking about his skin complexion. It's getting to the point of showing you what his nationality might be, or what it is. You see what I'm saying? So once again, we are a peculiar people, very special. All the gifts that we've done, all the things that we're doing today,
Like without America, this place will fall. You know what I'm saying? All the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in, all the things that you created and made, and have this thing running like a machine, man, that's amazing.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And no one is like you or better than you. All right? Keep going.
To be a special people unto himself.
Say it again.
To be a special unto himself.
To be a special people unto himself. All right? Keep going.
Above all people.
Above what?
Above all people.
Above all people. It didn't just say, some people said all people. You know what I'm saying?
on.
There will be a chosen, and that chosen would be above the rest. All people. Keep going.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That are upon the face of the earth. Meaning, like, how many different nations is there on this earth?
At least 7, right? 12.
Something like that. You know what I mean? Like, think of all these other races of people. But out of all those races, one is chosen.
Right.
And that's blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Those 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? Those niggas. Those spicks and wetbacks that are never appreciated or loved. Like, understand that you are the people that are not desired. Shalom of Christ. You are the people that are not desired in this earth. But someone loves and cares about you, and that is the Lord. Okay? Let me see where I'm going next. All right. Go ahead and get Romans 9 and 13 for a second.
Romans 9:13 come.
Shalom of Christ. I want to see that new car soon. That's great. Congratulations, too. I just found out about it.
Wow. The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it was written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I what?
Have I loved.
You know what I'm saying? There are a people that the Most High doesn't appreciate. I mean, he talks bad about these other nations all the time. See what I'm saying? Now, one time does he speak bad against our nation unless we are sinning against the Most High. Okay? So, yeah. If you could read it one more time, Salaki.
Yeah, call on, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 9, sorry, what was it, 9:16?
9:13.
It's like 9:13.
Yeah.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I who?
Have I loved.
Jacob have I loved.
But Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated. Once again, there's a hate, there's hatred within the Most High against these other nations. I mean, who would not have hatred towards a people that do things that are unhuman? Give me some examples give me some backstory, some history of all the traumatizing, witchcraft that has happened to blacks and Hispanics.
Man.
Anything. I mean, we just went over Black History Month, and we talked about Black Wall Street, and I do want to finish that too a little bit, if we could later on. Go ahead.
Hey, what's that brother they just killed in I think Alabama? And they,
man.
Innocent, and they still, what's the brother name? Killed them.
I think in general, I'm just went over it. I will get the brother's name, but yeah, tell me about that story a little bit.
Like, I guess, according to whatever, the brother, I forgot his name, the brother,
mm-hmm.
he was definitely found guilty for murder, and then they put him in jail and put him on for a death penalty, and then somebody confessed and said that they did it, and then I guess he was supposed to come forward,
mm-hmm.
and they knew he confessed to it, and then I guess they just overlooked it and still killed him, brother.
Still killed him, pretty much justified the death.
Lethal injection.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the same thing that happened to the brother, the 12-year-old brother, about almost, man, this was some years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Like my Dr. Timmy.
No, you mean I think the little brother's name was like George Stanley, something like that. You see what I'm saying? This boy was 12 years old, and he was accused of rape and murder of some little white girls. Come to find out, 70 years later, they found out that the uncle of the little girl killed the little girl and put her in the field. How can a 12-year-old overpower this little girl who was damn near around the same age and murder and rape the little girl at that and leave her in the field? He was like two of them. Yeah, both of them though. You know what I mean? They all children. See what I'm saying? And where's the proof and the evidence? Because he was around in that area, they thought that it was him, so they pretty much killed him. And they even had to set him up on books just to give him the little death penalty. Go ahead.
So like, sir, the brother's name is Nathaniel Woods.
That's right. That's the name.
And what's so wicked about it is that the governor could have easily just said, I'll undo that sentence and let the brother free. But she said she's gonna wipe her hands clean and just let him die, knowing that the evidence is showing that he's innocent.
Right. And that happens to us all the time. They leave us for dead. See what I'm saying? Actually, too, does anybody know about the story about the brother Khalid Broadnet? Go ahead.
Is that the young brother on Rikers Island in New York City?
That's right.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Where he had 3 years of solitary confinement. Yeah, all over the backpack that had nothing to do with him. He was coming from a party with some friends and a raid of police, and they grabbed him up and accused him of something that he didn't do. And I mean, you got to understand the history of Rikers, man. They say when people go in, and if you happen to get out as a black man, you end up with mental disorders. That's how horrible it is. Imagine fighting for your life every day. You got to fight your own people. You got to fight the police.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to fight against those lawyers that's really just doing nothing but playing you because you don't got money. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So like with that brother too, he was in general population for a small period of time.
Yes.
And was getting abused and beat up.
Yes.
So they put him in solitary confinement, which is also a form of torture.
Of
and he was
course.
in there for most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And that could have played a role in why he,
Oh no, it definitely did because I mean, even the mother said that he was doing just fine. He was fine. Like when he came out, she damn near couldn't recognize him no more because he wasn't the same. And it got so bad to the point that he took his own life because he couldn't adjust to it. You know what I mean? I think they call it it's a disorder. It's called an adjustment disorder, where for a certain period of time, it's 6 months to a year, when something traumatic happens to you, or it's like saying PTSD. You know, at a certain point you can't adjust to it. You know what I'm saying? It's too all in your face. It's all in your mind. It's like, damn, like this is crazy what happened to me. So the brother took it upon himself to take his life, although that was wrong. But I mean, do you blame that man? I mean, like the oppressor really destroys our black men, destroy our women, and we end up look like we the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like they break everything, and then they plant it on you and say that it's your fault.
Right.
When it's the other way around. And that's why the Most High is like he's gonna bring Christ on this earth very soon, and it's gonna be the bloodiest day in history. I mean, that's the best way I can explain as far as what I heard the general say. Like, for all the things that have happened to you, you want to blame the oppressor. You ain't responsible. See what I'm saying? You are not the drug dealers. You are not, the murderers. You are not all these people that they called you to be. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. We out here killing our people. We are so destroyed right now. But all the things that's good.
That's like the thing, like the crack epidemic in the 80s.
Of course.
And like they was flying and floating all that stuff in, and it was like it came up coming, but we got into our pocket. We the one that was doing 20 years to life for it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That third strike law. See what I'm saying? I forget the cat's name. It's Noah something. It was Noah something, and then it was Nixon that was a part of that law. Out in Clinton as well. You see what I'm saying? What?
And what's that?
Nancy Reagan, Ronald Reagan. They all played their roles, but as far as that third strike law, I forget the guy's name. His full name is Noah something. Otherwise, the other one is Nixon.
The Vanderbilt white dude. He
I'm not sure.
Personnel, like he was involved in there too.
Yeah, he was also with the politics. Yeah, I think he was a politician / senator. Go ahead.
So like, and they got the TV show Snowfall,
of course,
which is tied into that whole situation where I believe somebody told me that the main character is Freeway Rick Ross.
Yes, that is
was
correct. Yeah.
funneling in
Yes.
kilos
Yeah.
of cocaine into the
Yeah.
community.
You see what I'm saying? Like we ain't appreciating until we doing something like that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Meanwhile, when we're trying to do good, they tell us it's our fault. Like nobody was screaming and crying during that period of time. Like our oppressors didn't give a damn because they were the ones that was responsible for it. You know what I'm saying? But now today, we gotta cry and hug and kiss, you know, these devils because of the opioid addiction. Go ahead.
I'm not sure how true this is, but I just heard they just bump off one of J.P. Morgan boats full of drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And anybody got convicted, like anybody got convicted of nothing, like it was a boat full of dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a problem with it. It's in our hands, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they can do that shit all day until it come to us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. You're right about that. See what I'm saying? Like once we do something, we gotta be the ones to be punished. And it's crazy because we get punished for our oppressor sins. You know what I mean? How many times have we seen that? Where now that we sell drugs, now we're getting penalized 3 times more than they do. Go ahead.
So like, and a precept for that, of like how stuff is not fair, I believe from Proverbs 11:1, where it says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord.
Yeah, right.
And the just weight is his delight.
Right. Actually, you know what? Get a scripture that says that judgment is turned backwards.
1:11. Say it again, judgment is turned backwards?
Yeah, judgment is turned backwards. That's a good precept for this as well. You know what I mean? I'm still touching on how the Most High is racist and just giving you a little bit of backstory, a little history as far as certain things. Yeah, you go ahead and grab that.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 59:14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter.
What does that mean? What is that saying? That's so clear. So clear in my mind when I hear that. Judgment is turned backwards. How would you explain that? Go ahead.
When we look for the court to rule in our favor, they turn around like they don't even see nothing.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Also, too, get Zephaniah 11:5. Sakar. See what I'm saying? Like when you at camp, you gotta really, you know, perpetuate and really drive into people's minds that the Most High is on our side. But the Most High is only on our side is when we are doing what we are supposed to do.
Says Zephaniah 11:5.
I think it is Zechariah 11:5. Okay. So actually besides that Jakaya, I want you to grab Amos 3:1 real quick.
Amos 3:1.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. There you go. The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Mm-hmm. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, you only have I known of all the...
He said, you what?
You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
That's right. He spoke a little bit about that in Deuteronomy as well. You know what I'm saying? The Most High only known us. He doesn't know no one else but you because he deals with you as a nation. You know what's even funnier? Like, you know, before we became a nation, right? Before Jacob was on the scene, you saw how he dealt with Abraham, Isaac, how he dealt with Moses. And they come to find out they are our people. They are Benjamin. They are Judah. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Levi. You know what I'm saying? The Most High us and not the other way around as far as the other nations. See what I'm saying? So read that one more time when you get a chance. Oh, you got scripture?
Come on, sir.
All right, yeah, you go. You good. Go ahead, get that.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Now, let's go back to the whole judgment being backwards, right? The whole judgment being backwards, meaning that we don't get no justice. We don't get, you know, any peace. You get all the hell. We get all the backlash. Like you got to be an evil people to really not comfort. You really got to be an evil people not to, not to be able to comfort those that are in mourning and distress. Once again, your pain is not seen. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, hey, sorry, sorry we shot your son. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that we see our oppressor do, you should have nothing but hatred for them.
Right.
You should not show any love to them. And that's why I never understand when a black and Hispanic always defend the oppressor, the devil, man. You know what I mean? I asked a brother after slavery one day, right? He was asking some questions as far as being an Israelite, just like some years ago. And I was like, would you still love the people that came to your house and shot you and your family? Like, would you still have love for them? Can you genuinely still care for them and forgive them? And he said, I don't know, it's a love or hate thing. So I gave him a different example. I said, if a black man came to your house, shot you and all your family, how would you feel? You should have heard his answer. Because he had a lot of animosity and a little bit of hatred towards them. But as soon as I talked about the oppressor, it was like, I can see myself forgiving them. But as far as a black man, he said he knows better. I'm just like, what's the difference? So what are you saying? It sounds like you hate your people. You know what I mean? And don't get me started with the whole interracial marriage. As soon as you start talking about, the oppressor's dog, they get offended too. Because they want to love these people in every way, shape, and form. Go ahead.
No, so like what you're saying is heavy though, because I remember like when I first started watching cat videos, this is before I even, found y'all or whatever. I was watching videos, and one of the videos was about that, how we can see ourselves like killing each other, but we always forgive the white people for everything. And I had to really sit down and examine myself when I watched that video, because I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm like, that day I watched the video, I realized I was sick in the head.
Yeah.
I was really sick, because I was one of those people that was thinking that same way, like, I kill a nigga, but
right.
Then I was on the other side of my mind, like, oh, we gotta forgive him. I was like, that's what I was like, when I watched that video and the brother said that, and I examined myself, I realized I was sick in the head.
And we all have to learn that. Because like us being brainwashed and growing up in the world, it's so easy and so compelling to, forgive them. As soon as they hit you in the mouth, it's like you say sorry instead of them saying sorry. Right. It's like you didn't do nothing. They did everything.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Go ahead.
And I know like a lot of videos, but like every time like when them about people like they made names like Dora Becky, that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know every time a black person like is it to a white person that would say, ma'am, no ma'am, or no sir, no
right.
sir. You know what I'm saying? Like when a white person do that like to a brother or something. I always notice they always use that word, no ma'am, or no sir,
yeah.
sir. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and
like
that's
unconsciously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's crazy they say that. It's like, it's really a slave mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like a relationship between us is it's bad blood, but as soon as it comes to the other nation, we break our backs.
Right.
Even if it means that we die in the process. You know what I mean? Especially with for example, we were talking about the whole thing as far as Black History Month with the guy that made the cotton gin. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have thought of that on the plus side, like, okay, I know we in slavery, I know we, picking our fingers off and we bleeding, this is going on, that's going on, but like on the plus side, you done made your oppressor rich. You know what I mean? Like how does that benefit a black man or Hispanic man? It doesn't. Because when they making trillions of dollars, you're still in the field or you're still enslaved doing something. That's why I tell black people all the time, like, how dare you celebrate someone else's independence when you ain't freed and you still in slavery? I'm talking about, I get into battles with people all the time, like they can't see the slave mentality, but it's fine. See what I'm saying? But you cannot deny these scriptures.
Right.
And the Lord said, once again, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. There's reasons why, there's a difference between the two. I mean, the spirit of Esau is flying rapid in this earth. And once again, like you said, just recently, they just killed that brother. What's his name again? Woods. You see what I'm saying? And they just got away with it. They got away with killing the brother, and nobody's going to get arrested. Right. Nobody's going to go to jail. No one's going to lose their job. So when we say that, like, nah, bro, as a nation, we have been oppressed and destroyed. We've never been in that position, and never will. Go ahead.
And that's like that Senator Amy Klobuchar. She went on president and got the brother locked up. They had all this evidence, knowing that he wasn't even in the car. Even the people was like saying that he wasn't in the car. And she got out the race because that pressure came down on her. And then she knows this brother's still innocent, and she gonna say, "But I'm gonna check into it," like, cause she really don't give a damn. But our people trying to elect her for president. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of. It's the same thing too. Like, you're so right. It's the same thing with that one lady. You know, if anybody's seen the Netflix series When They See Us, see what I'm saying? How she lied and said, "I don't care what if they didn't do it, blah blah blah, accuse him. Like, goddamn." And then now she feels some type of way years later when it comes out, and black people are upset. Right. Like at that time, that was a good black moment for black people, right? Because they started to see the evil. But it's one thing, like Captain Mashak said this, right? He said, if you seeing black people die, being killed, being mistreated, you see what I'm saying, and you're not upset about it, you won't care. So if you don't take your ass to camp or class, or you're not doing nothing to really help the cause, then you really don't care. You see, you don't care. You're not mad enough. Like, black Hispanic people get mad for a season, and then they go back to the holidays. They go back to their jobs. It's like, when do you want this to stop? When are we going to really put our foot down? That's why they give us hell in the U.P.K, because they think we're crazy. It's really the other way around. Right. See what I'm saying? Like, we have the cure and they have the disease. That's why topics like the Most High being racist is very important, because it lets you know where your love needs to be set at. That's why it says that we were a holy people, meaning we were set apart. We wasn't like these other people that were trying to be so hard. And then, like Sathar always say, but then they try to sabotage and try to be the great things like you, with the fashion. You know what I mean? With the nice, the fashion, the jewelry, the hair. See what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be a nigga until it's time to be a nigga.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They want all the great things about you, but they don't want the curses. See what I'm saying? No other race wants to switch positions with you. They could not fathom it. It would be suicides left and right. How do you live in a ghetto? How do you live with roaches and spiders and centipedes in your house? How do you eat out of canned goods? White people will go crazy. And we got to understand the spirit and the difference between these other nations and us. Let me show you something. Get Psalms 83. You know where I'm going with this, right? Psalms 83. See what I'm saying? Let me show you where I'm going with this at.
Psalms 83 and what, sir?
Where it talks, I think it's 83 and 3. When it talks about there was Confederate against us.
Crafty counsel?
Yeah, that's right.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Against what people?
Thy people.
Now, what does the word thy mean? Once again, like, we have to pay attention to these words, because it's not talking about all people. Clearly, go ahead.
Yours.
You see what I'm saying? That yours, that's mine. Meaning this right here, out of these two, I choose this one. This is mine.
It belongs.
You know what I'm saying? It belongs to me. Yeah. This is talking about the Lord's people. Go ahead.
Come. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones. What does that mean? Break it down for me. Go ahead.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's like they plotted.
They plotted. You know what I'm saying? They have a motive against you, a whole plan of propaganda. Go ahead,
So the hidden ones meaning we was already fleeing and then hiding at that time, and they was still about trying to attack us?
Oh yeah, like for example, when we fled from our homeland and amongst the heathens, the Africans. See what I'm saying? And even then, the white people, like our oppressors trying, like the Roman Empire was trying to seek us out to figure out where the hell we was. And then around this time, that's when the Native Americans, they had got their punishment. All right, go ahead.
Like Dahin was always like working out in church. It's like y'all speak about it every Sunday and all that Thursday, whatever y'all do that thing. But y'all never tell the people that they Israelites. Like they working, they like hitting, like they plain sight, but they hitting.
Of course, yeah. Of course, like what they say in the world as far as the best way to hide it from a black man is to hide it where?
In the book.
In the book. You see what I'm saying? And even that in a sense was ignorant reading and writing stuff like that. But then you have people now to the point where they've been even those good Christians, those good Christian men, like they see this Bible and they are still blind to it because they are reading with a Christian mindset.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even they are destroyed. You got some that are talented. I remember Jeremiah saying that. He said, you know, you want to be careful because all Christians saying ain't stupid. There are some that know what's going on, know the truth about you. Even Farrakhan said, but he still pushes that whole Islam movement. You know what I'm saying? And even that's disgusting. Okay, where in the Bible was we Muslims and Christians? And they can never prove that Christ was a Christian either. Never. Someone's going to really have to be talented in these scriptures to try you and deceive you. And we know what Paul said about that. Let no man deceive you. You know what I'm saying? Because we already, once we get deceived, man, we in captivity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somehow black people thought that it was okay to be weed addicts. Drug addicts, same thing. You know what I'm saying? We thought it was okay to be unclean for 7 years, don't wash your body, don't groom yourself, don't, do your hair, nothing. Goddamn, like who wants to live like that? I would hate to be an East Indian. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to be in that type of culture. And let's talk about a culture where the only way you can be compassionate and loving towards your wife is if she looks like you, a man.
Good night.
Disgusting. Do you see the difference? Go ahead.
No, Salaki, but the Romans used to dress their women up and make them look like men in order for them to have sex with them, because they really didn't even want the woman, they wanted the man.
Yeah, and that's the nation I was talking about, as far as the white people. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And then it's crazy because in the founding fathers of this country, they used to wear high heels, dresses, and wigs. So they started.
For some reason it was cool back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They was bald headed as hell, and a lot of them are homosexual too.
Absolutely.
And then that's in history.
Yeah.
But everybody's like they passed that, Right. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like in England and some of them, of course, they still wear the little wig.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true.
White wig or whatever.
Yeah. A lot of them bald and they still rock that culture. See what I'm saying? So yeah, but where was we at? We still in Amos?
No, the songs 82 and 3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
83.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Amos in a second because I want to make a whole point as far as that. But go ahead and grab that again.
Yeah, Psalms chapter 83, verse 2. They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
They have done what?
Taking crafty counsel against our people.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people. Meaning, like, these heathens have round tables. And all the whole propaganda and agenda, the whole dream is about you. You in the ghetto, and how we can keep you enslaved here, how we can gentrify you, how we can keep your nation, underneath our boots. And once again, all of these other nations till this day, they still play a part in your destruction, but not more than your main oppressor. See what I'm saying? He is head honcho. He's first in command as far as all this destruction. And everybody else is just playing the game. And they are all in your face, playing dumb and stupid as if they don't know what's really going on. Like once you really tell people, like, how come we don't have stores in their neighborhoods? But they have all the stores in our neighborhoods.
No.
I mean, it was a lot of black businesses in New York. Right now, as of today, it's 5 out of like 50. No. I think it's 4 now, is what Captain Katazah said. There's only 4 black businesses out of 50 in New York. Y'all know about Harlem Renaissance, right?
Yeah.
I will be teaching a little bit about that, in the future. Because that was a great time, just like I think about the Great Depression. That was great black excellence right there. The Byzantine Empire, when we was in Europe. I'm missing some other places. Oh yeah, Black Wall Street, one of my favorites. You know what I mean? Like these are memorable things that black people have done and has been a part of, but it has been taken away from our oppressor. And this is another thing too. Man, when Philando got killed, when Arthur Sterling got killed in the same week, the Lord plagued the earth. He flooded Baton Rouge. There was hell going on in Minnesota. Like, if it wasn't the Trayvon Martin incident, things like this, it kicked it off everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Although he saw what was happening to his people, the Lord was not satisfied. He wasn't accepting this. Y'all remember when those police officers got shot?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't think that was the Lord? Y'all see this coronavirus? I even heard people in the world on Facebook not too long ago saying, damn, I think God hates those Chinese. You're damn right. Now you see what everybody else should be seeing. The Lord is punishing them, although we are in captivity. You can't say that the Lord has forgotten about you, but you have forgotten about him. The love that the Most High has for you, you should have for him. You should be racist. You should be, separate, and don't put your love in people that are poison. And these other nations, they have poisoned you with their doctrine, their culture, their everything, even their goddamn breasts, a lot. That should be, with these handlines, that should be a crime.
Right.
I mean, my nose about to fall off on some Michael Jackson-ish. You know what I mean? Like, man, now I can't breathe, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, back up a little bit. Especially, I hate getting this list, man. And these Africans, boy, I be having to have the window down, like, you know what I mean? I'm blowing out the window like I'm puffing a cigarette or something like that. Trying to get the smell out, like, boy, it's just disgusting, man. You know what I mean? But until our people really see what's going on, things like this are going to keep happening. When Paris gets bombed, when the jets hit New York, somehow, some way, we feel some type of sympathy. Meanwhile, you are the ones that need all the attention. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need all the attention. You need all the resources. And I can't wait till we are at the top of the list, meaning we are going to rule this place. And it's so funny because all the times that we ruled, all the times that we really had something, we was not oppressing the other nations. And ain't that crazy though? Like there's like, okay, when you study the Bible, when you read the Bible, someone always has to be at the top and someone always has to be at the bottom. It's not necessarily a bad thing of that concept of a master and a slave. Like, there's a right and wrong way to do everything. Am I right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't killing and murdering them at all. We were showing them mercy and justice and things of that sort. I mean, how many times was we in power did we see King Solomon abusing anybody? You know what I'm saying? Who else was in power in a certain time? Like, people, like all the kings. Yeah, King David. You see what I'm saying? He was doing the things according to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That shows you how we have a soul and they don't. I'm just trying to get you to understand the difference between the two. You know what I mean? If you already don't. Or for the viewers as well. But you can keep going on that.
Verse, what we have right there? Oh. Verse 4. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. Mm-hmm. That is the name of Israel. Maybe no more in remembrance.
Now, when it comes to scripture like this, you gotta ask yourself, who is Israel? Why is that name so important? And who are they doing what to? And who to? You know what I mean? They're killing you. They're poisoning you. I mean, anybody heard any updates as far as Flint?
No.
As soon as black people started to talk about Flint around the time everything cracked off with the water, a lot of black people were missing. And a lot of people were being killed. Because they didn't want nobody to spoil their whole plan. How is it that, okay, imagine, let me see, the capital of Minnesota is St. Paul, right? Imagine all the people, like, what's smaller or bigger? Is St. Paul bigger or is Minneapolis bigger? The same, okay, what's a small city, like in Minnesota?
Yeah, like Duluth.
Is it Duluth?
Mankato.
Mankato, okay, I was thinking about that. So I believe it's 70% predominantly black people in Flint. And the rest is other nations or whatever, right? But we are making up a great number in that city. It makes sense to attack a city like that. That's mostly black, because what are you trying to do? You're trying to wipe them out. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, especially in Minneapolis. It's dangerous as hell over there in Minneapolis. Where I live out on the east side, it ain't all, you know, cookies and cream over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I live in a cut in the hood of the east side. You know what I mean? I didn't know nothing about the east side, because all I see is Asians and a few blacks over here and there. You know, what's dangerous about this place? I mean, I guess it's you know, these Asians gonna smack each other around with the coronavirus, but you know what I mean? But you know, like places like that, man, like we are being targets. Go ahead.
It's like the other day when we was I was at slavery or whatever, they had like a little meeting, and they was telling people like, if you feel sick or anything, or
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Donald Trump just came off that.
So they basically telling you, don't even come. You ain't gotta call us.
Yeah.
Don't worry about losing your job.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just stay home. That's how scared these white people get.
Yeah, right.
And Donald Trump got on the news talking about he's ready to pay us. He's gonna talk to the employees, and he's gonna figure out a way that people can get paid even though they're not going to work.
Right.
Every black person gonna be at home. Every black person gonna be at home. So, I'm just saying. But hey, no, I remember the general just brought it out, and I was amazing. I was like, it's too good to be true. You know what I mean? Because I don't trust anything Donald Trump, say out of his mouth. So I was like, goddamn. But no, I want to drop that real quick. That was a good point. And that is something great for Israel, because all we do is, we work hard behind off.
Right.
Especially Issachar, man. They can work in any condition. Any condition, man. Go ahead.
Hey, one thing I know is about, like, I just started like a new slavery, man. All our stuff coming in from China. Mm-hmm. It was like, did nobody come to work today? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, they were like I was like, what's going on? Is like a lot of people didn't come to work. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why? It was like, cause a lot of I was thinking like a lot of the stuff is coming in from China. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I mean, maybe it was like something about that, like
like something like all the shit, man.
Yeah, he was telling me like usually it'd be like a whole bunch of stuff here, but
right. Now I say this: if you serving the Most High, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just found out 3 people died in Minnesota from coronavirus. Were any of them black? No. You'll be all right. Once again, everybody has their turn and judgment. You know what I'm saying? All the things that's happening. I mean, like we in captivity. I know things happening to us, but the Lord, he got these Moabites.
It's like I don't want. It was a blessing to me. Shit. They got me in there because they called me like out of the blue, like, hey man, you want to start? Yeah. I was like, yeah, I come in here, shit.
I would have said yeah. You know what I mean? I get over real fast.
Coronavirus.
Nah, what's so beautiful about the coronavirus though? It's like what the brother was bringing up is that China produces so many different goods for like all of the world.
Yes.
So everything is coming from there.
Yes.
It's just going out in the world. Like, it's just beautiful, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Everybody on their heels right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like goddamn, like it's so crazy. It's amazing though. I'm enjoying it. I mean, every time I'm on the phone, at the call center or whatever, they be like, yeah, May's not here yet. I just don't know if the coronavirus is gonna be here. I think I want to cancel my flight. I'm like, yeah, it's tight because Delta's policy doesn't cover May for the coronavirus. And I'll be happy to say it. Like you might die today. You might die in May. You know what I mean? I don't care how old your parents are and all this other stuff. And then also too, they like, yeah, I'm a loyal customer at Chase, and let's see what Delta finna tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because we can only go off of that. I don't care about none of that. Go ahead.
It's a lot. And then General Mahanis, he gave the order. I was like, listen, we're trying to get the dates for these the cookouts, so we can start booking our flights. Right now.
Yeah.
Cheap deals, man.
So like really, like it's like a win-win for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. No, I'm gonna go on a cruise next year, right? You know what I mean? Even that's cheap right now. And I'm surprised, So I know exactly what he's talking about because I book all those things: the car rentals, hotels, and flights. And so everything's cheap right now, bro. I'm like, it's dirt cheap. And it makes sense though. Like even the airlines' phone lines is not working.
Wow.
You can't call China Airlines, Singapore, who else? Korean Air, you can't call them. Hong Kong, everything shut down. And even Italy, boy. Italy got the coronavirus. It's a level 3 right now. You know what I'm saying? It's been a level 3 underneath a whole month for them. Go ahead.
It's like, is people really dying off this coronavirus? I was thinking it's like a big old scare, you know what I'm saying? Scare type.
It's that, but a lot of people are really dying.
It's a lot, a lot more people, like 3 to 4 times more people are dying from the flu than they die from coronavirus right now. So it's really not. It's more hype than actual.
Yeah, it's more hype. Yeah.
But the hype is funny to watch.
It is. You know how black people get down, like they making me out of anything.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so crazy. I'm like, y'all wrong. You see what I'm saying? No, actually, I saw the worst meme ever in life. I ain't trying to laugh at all. It's not funny, but I'm just like, this is crazy. They had a meme where you know how you say, yo, I'm dead. You know what I mean? They had a picture of Michael Jackson, and then below it's Whitney Houston. She's like, yeah, me too. I'm like, that's so wrong. You know what I mean? Like people don't take things serious, man.
At all.
You see what I'm saying? But this whole coronavirus, like the memes already had me dying when they first came out. See what I'm saying? At first I was like, what is this whole disease even about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I read into it. It's all about not being clean. See what I'm saying? It's coming from eating unclean things and not being a clean type of people. And that's, of course, is... Man, there's so many scriptures about them. You know what I'm saying? We know about the story of Lot. You know what I'm saying? Like your own flesh and blood. Oh, go ahead.
So when I just did it a couple days in the jungle, I had a Moabite selling, and
wait, you said so what?
Yes, selling.
Oh, okay.
And he said, yeah, man, we eat anything. My grandma used to eat cats and dogs. She used to cook cats and dogs and everything. She used to eat anything. I just got to stop eating behind her because I didn't like it. But as far as he was like, but anything in the water, we eat anything in the water.
I know.
That stuff. I'm like, yeah, I see the video. The woman was eating the octopus, and the octopus was attacking her at the same time. She's still trying to eat it. He's like, yeah, we just gonna dip it in the sauce. I started rolling like, y'all disgusting people.
Yeah,
man.
I can't like a lot of things that make me squirm and stuff like that. Like the way the bat was flipping and flopping, I was like, oh Lord. And like you said, like they be hitting them in the face and everything, and they just don't fake it. It's like an African when he get hit with a fly. He lets it roam around like it doesn't phase them. It's like, bruh. As soon as niggas see a fly, we hold on. Come on, man. I'm telling y'all, man. We are a different people.
Nah.
I don't see no resemblance between these other nations and us. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's a lot, and then at one of my old players, man, was an African cat. And he was telling me like, yo, he said, man, dog meat is the sweetest meat you ever gonna try. Like they love. He said they see a dog, they try to catch it and cook it right away. Like they just love eating dog, and that's in Africa. So the Moabites and them Hamites, man, they just different creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think the East Indians got a little bit more decency with their food. Just a tad bit. I ain't gonna lie, I mess with their spices. You see,
they're more vegetarian, low key.
Kind of, yeah, like the chickpeas, the lentils, so with that, yeah. But otherwise, I think they got a little bit of decency. You know what I mean? You got our oppressor who likes those bloody red meat burgers. Ugh, I want to throw every time. I can do it, and it be dripping and all over the place.
Then the Moabites, man, they just some of the most cruel people on the planet. Behind they got the thing now where they taking most of the animals for the fur. They don't kill them. They skin them alive. You know what I mean? They cutting the cat's legs off and cutting the skin off and not killing them just for what? You're cooking the food raw and it's flipping it alive. Just this wickedness,
I mean, can you fathom too? You know, hurting animals is a sin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is why, like, actually, I'm gonna get into that. Give me Psalms 147 and 19.
147, sir?
Yeah, 147 and 19. Yeah, that's the whole point that I want to get into. Yeah, like even in the Bible, it tells you that hurting animals is a sin. It's cruelty. It's somewhere. Someone showed me it in Proverbs not too long ago. You know what I mean?
So like 147 and what?
19.
19.
Yeah. Now, we eat meat.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So you know, I mean, if you're hungry, get you a lamb. You know what I'm saying? But if you're all out here abusing animals and stuff like that, like how people could be abusing, like, you know, children, stuff like that, that's wrong. You know what I mean? I didn't hear stories about people hitting cats with bats and kicking dogs and like, nah, bro, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. All right. And plus, they are cats and dogs are not food; they are pets. Go ahead.
I see, like on my face, the death when I was a kid, and never left my mind. Like they put this, like Arabs put this monkey in the cage. It was like 3 or 4 Arabs sitting around the table, and they put the monkey in the cage, and his neck was like sticking out the cage, right? They got to beat the monkey cry. And then the monkey died of like getting beat to death. They started eating his brain.
Boom.
I was like, man, what the? That shit never.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I saw that. I had to turn it off though.
I was like, what the hell?
I had to turn it off. Yeah, no, they was really like beating his brains out, literally.
The monkey like,
I get into like the little Edomite kids, man. The first thing they want to do is go torture and kill cats.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a documentary called "Don't Mess with Cats."
Okay.
It was a dude. He was just killing cats and random, drowning them, burning them, and putting it on the web. And people were trying to go and kill the person and live stream that as well. So it's just it's something terrible.
Okay, wow, that's crazy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no, we want to support that, man. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like cats and dogs, those are pets, not food. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about chicken and turkey, that's not a pet, that's food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you could go grab that.
Come. Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showeth what?
His word unto Jacob.
What is that word? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
The word is the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right. That living water. You see what I'm saying? That thing that separates you from every other nation on the face of the earth. Meaning you have some decency about yourself. You stand on something, and it's moral. That's why we always say, like, it's the word that Kodash always uses at camp, the moral compass. You know what I'm saying? What's the other word that starts with a C? Like this book is your constitution. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So this is your constitution. You know what I'm saying? This is your records. And really, it's funny because when like I studied other religions before, as far as like a class project, it's like they don't have a stand, like their set of rules is not standard, it's not official. It's like it's all over the place. And it's funny because you give these other nations, any law, statute, commandments, they still do their own thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there are certain things that other nations do in their own country that's not allowed in America. I'm sure everybody knows about that. You see what I'm saying? But keep going. So he showed what?
Come. His word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob. Keep going. And who is Jacob, by the way? I want to hear that P word. What is that word? What is Jacob to us? Go ahead, Micaiah.
He's the progenitor.
He's the progenitor, which is the father of. See what I'm saying? Or how we speak our registry, we speak about when we say the word bond, it means son of or from in the Hebrew. See what I'm saying? This is one of our forefathers. And because the word was shown unto him, it was shown to all of Israel. See what I'm saying? The greatest thing that the greatest thing that Jacob did for his children was give us something that was right, something that was going to protect us and make us be. These laws, statutes, commandments come from the Lord, and when the moment that we don't apply it, that's when everything goes wrong for us. Imagine once again, when we all went into slavery and captivity, was all of us sinning? I mean, imagine angry you gotta feel towards your brother or your sister because they was told not to do that thing that was unlawful, and they did it. And now 5 out of 10, gotta go into slavery. This 5 then did all this, but the other 5 didn't do nothing. But it's like that whole concept of when you get in trouble, right? Someone breaks that vase, that very ancient vase in the house, and the mother or the father asks, who broke this? And no one's talking. So if no one's talking, everybody's gonna get to talking once it's belt, it's gonna hit you behind. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole concept. So the moment that we don't keep these laws, statutes, commandments, it's a wrap for us. You know what I mean? We die, we suffer, we get punished, we have no justice. All right? Read it one more time for me, warrior, from the top.
Come.
Move on.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
That's right, his statutes and his judgments. What are statutes? Go ahead.
It's like statutes is like
if you really don't know, you can always look it up. Go ahead.
I think like a statute is like I want to say the word precursor, but like a precursor to a law.
Okay, that's okay. I like that.
Nice way of putting it.
Say it again.
So like I said, no, that was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, it was actually. That was very intelligent. So read it in the Merriam Dictionary. So everybody knows what a law is, right? What is a law? How would you explain to a person what a law is? You always say law, statutes, commandments, but we got to make sure that we break it down so everybody understands the difference between the three. Go ahead.
Like a law is something that like controls like social like conduct or social like interaction, how you deal with yourself and with others.
Okay.
Like a rule.
There you go. That's what I wanted to say. It's a rule. A law is a rule, and if you break the law, you broke the rule.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So as far as statute, anybody? Well, I mean, I know you said it a little bit, but I still want to hear from the Merriam Dictionary perspective, the Webster Dictionary. Yeah, if one brother can get statute, the other one can get judgment.
Do I have to come out the Webster?
Yeah, yeah, because that's the most accurate dictionary that we go into. Unless you go into those more advanced ones like the college, dictionaries or whatever.
Like the general said to get to try to look for also the old ones, like look for one that they got like the old words in it. Like,
yeah. That's what
they try to change.
Yeah. Because I think got like a modern day one right now.
Something like some definitions get taken away.
Like, taken away. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's like according to it's the statute, a law enacted by the legislative branch of a government.
Okay, right. So you just heard that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you interpret that?
It's basically a rule.
It's pretty much the same thing. It goes hand in hand.
Right.
Same thing with the whole sin and transgression.
Right.
It's very similar. Go ahead.
If you go to the second definition too, it says an act of a corporation or of its founder intended as a permanent rule. Right. So it's something that just never goes away. It's permanent.
Right. So think about the judges, the people that are empowered to put you in jail, take you out, and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Someone get judgment.
Come on.
Everyone should know what judgment is when it comes to the Bible.
Right. It's a lot. So, like, all right, would a statute be something like, okay, you got murder, but then you got all of the different types of murders. Are those considered statutes?
Oh, you mean like
got first degree,
manslaughter,
second degree murder,
that's right.
murder. Are those statutes under the law, basically?
That's how you break it down, even from go ahead, Salaki.
And that's right. Think about it as when you hear the phrase statute of limitations.
Yes, that's why I said that.
So it's like, you got your statutes, like it's a statute of limitation. Like, so it's a statute not to commit murder, but it's a statute of limitations on a certain type of crime.
Right.
Statute of limitations on certain laws.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's laws and then the statutes on those laws. Like, kind of like the one we got, like, if you catch a person in the act, like you catch, if you catch a person in the act, you do something to them. And then one of the statutes is, if you don't catch him in the act, you catch him in the mile, you gotta, if I would have caught you yesterday, you gotta outline in his face. Everybody can give you like I said, one of the statutes, another definition I like. The statute said, in the biblical use, a law or decree made by sovereign or by God.
Right. That makes more sense concerning the Bible.
Right. Yeah. This kind of, like this nation, they take all of our laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I missed that. I missed that part.
When they take lawyer.
Right.
It's Levi.
Yeah.
They were the ones
word the police, the law,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were the judges. They were the lawyers.
The lawyer is the one with the mediator between us and the Most High at the time, between us and judgment.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? We brought our thing to the Levites, the lawyers.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? That was always something I thought was very interesting. That's how you know that they take our law, statutes, and commandments, and our law, and our customs and culture to run their government. You know what I'm saying? Their lawyers is our Levites. It's a lawyer in Hebrew.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? That's the mediator at that time between us and the Most High and judgment. And the lawyers keep you from getting judgment or not.
Right.
Mediate with them. I thought that was dope.
No, hey, give him a hand. So I guess it was a good day to come to class today, huh? But no, I was gonna say too, like even the general broke it down, like the whole structure of judges. You know what I mean? The judges, the police, and like, man, I don't remember all the scriptures where it is in the Bible, but like when he pulled it out, I was shocked. I was like, this makes sense. I was like, they didn't plagiarize everything. So he said, he said everything that you see in the earth today comes from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Like that just brought what he just said is like they even call it the judicial system.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like so everything is
judicial.
Everything is based off the Bible. Like everything, like this whole world is based off the Bible. Even when you go to the hospital, they got the Bible.
Yeah, hey, if y'all ever read the book of Judges, that's a good one too. It's like a little history, a little backstory, like certain chapters, not every chapter, but if you read the book of Judges, you start to see things. I'm trying to think of other ones. Yeah, like first 5 books of Moses. You know what I mean? Like he was so much empowered that he had to, put things in order and put it in perspective as far as Israel. Like all that's really like law, statutes, commandments right there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's very deep. I'm talking about. I learned that like when I was like 500. You know what I mean? Learning about how the whole structure of America and how they have the governments and all that, the ranking system. All that comes from the Bible. And then when I was studying religion a little bit, when I was first coming into the school, I saw how they little book that they call they pretty much their little Bible. It sounds just like ours, but it's just a little different. You know what I mean? Muslims always try to say that we share the same laws. No, we do not. See what I'm saying? We don't have the same thing, because if that was the case, you would be following what the Bible says. I mean, don't the Quran tell you to go read the first 5 books of Moses? See what I'm saying? Islam is garbage, and they are hypocrites too, just like the Christians. You know what I mean? It's garbage. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. When you get into Judea, even that's very similar to Christianity, which is a ripoff of the true Bible. See what I'm saying? These true records that we have. So you get the point, though. But the laws, the statutes, commandments, the judgments was given to Jacob. But keep going on that. Let's finish that off. It was a reason why we pulled this in the first place.
You want to go to verse 20?
Yeah, that's right.
Come. He has not dwelt with any nation. As for his judgments, he have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Now,
let's break it down further. What is a nation? How would you break that down? He said, I have not dealt so with any other nation. Meaning he ain't messing with you like that.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He don't know you. All right, but what does the word nation mean? How would you break that down? What?
We break nation down like nationality.
Nationality, which nationality is a race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is a certain lineage. You know what I mean? So if you come from Ham, you know what I mean, that nation, the nation of Ham is Africans. Those Africans got tribes.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like Cush, Put, and the Egyptians, the Ethiopians. You know what I mean? The Igbo tribe. No, stop. But you get the point. So the Most High has not dealt with those other nations. If you can name any other nation besides the nation of Israel, that's what the Most High is speaking about. It's clear cut like that. And people don't see this. Like, I mean, if you're a big fan of King David, you should know these words that he spoke. Many times, these prophets and priests in the Bible, when it says that, the Hebrew woman, paraphrasing, the Hebrew woman and the Ethiopian woman was separated or set apart, something like that. Like, what was the difference between them two? And it gets more and more into it. How many people thought that Moses was an Egyptian?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When he told them, nah, I'm the young. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Benjamin cat. I ain't like these other cats. You know what I mean? Same thing with Paul. But all Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans have a job to do, and that is to hold what our forefather Jacob was holding, which was these laws, statutes, commandments. Even King Solomon said that you got to bind it around your neck as if it's a necklace, meaning always have it on you. Just like we always got that pistol, we always got that weed on us, but we need these laws, statutes, commandments. That is our weapons. That is our, weapons of warfare. That's the thing that's going to protect us when nothing else does. See what I'm saying? That gun might jam up on you. You never know. Is the Lord going to be with you or not? Well, you're going to see today. Because if you're serving these other nations, give me Judges 10 and 14 real quick. Just off the dome real quick. Because Judges 10 and 14, the brother found it for me, which I was so happy about. The brother Kabad. Because this is a very powerful scripture. The Most High let you know what was going to happen if you did not serve him. Go ahead.
Okay. The book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 14. Mm-hmm. Go and cry unto the gods of which ye have chosen.
Say that again.
Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
So these other gods that the Most High, or these people that the Most High does not dealt with or deal with, if you messing around with their culture, with they, washed up laws and statutes and judgments, man, it's going to be terrible for you. Because the Most High talks about something as far as how you want to be saved in a day of trouble. But if you're not serving the Most High, in that day of trouble, he's not going to be there for you. once again, man, like being set apart or being a separatist is what our Lord is. We have to be just like He is. We have to set ourselves apart from these other nations. That's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, Most High being racist. It's a real thing, man. And it's shown in our faces every single day how He deals with these other nations. I mean, I know black and Hispanics have war on drugs for goddamn the coronavirus. Boy, I know that's hell. We was just talking about what the locusts. See what I'm saying? What else happens to these other nations? What's that? Man, the Bible, man. The years of famine and pestilence. It's like and pestilence. You know what I mean? All these plagues, man. And the Most High is trying to give you an idea. He's trying to tell you something. Like people need to pay attention to things that's happening within the world, because these things that are happening around us is not a light thing. Once again, a lot of people never saw one. I was just like, that's spiritual right there. You know what I'm saying? Anytime something happens to us, I see the backlash on the other heathens. And it's been lately, has it not? What else happened lately? Besides the coronavirus, besides the locusts. What's something that happened towards the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020? Trying to think so hard. Go ahead.
Like fires, there was a lot of fires going on.
Wildfires?
Like,
Oh man, hey, you saw get hit with those left and right. See what I'm saying? It was, Tennessee just got hit with those tornadoes. Japan just got hit with another tsunami not too long ago. See what I'm saying? You see how that's back to back, back to back? Look what it's being done to your people. You are going through hell. You are being mistreated. You ain't the ones that's desired in the earth once again. But those laws, statutes, and commandments that Jacob had, and he passed it on to his sons, his children. And as we grew and grew to become a nation, we passed it on to each other. But some of us lost it, and some of us kept it. We know that the truth was gone from the earth for a time, like it was prophesied in the Bible. And when it came back, boy, everybody better get their behind into school. You know what I'm saying? Knock down the doors of the prophets. Like, come in, man, because it's about to get hot. You know how they say it's about to be a hot girl summer? It's about to be a hot year in general. It's been some heat so far this winter. But this coronavirus is beautiful and amazing. And please give the Lord a hand. And the only reason why that's happening to them is because it's for your sake. Always remember that. The Most High is doing this for the love of His people, nobody else. If the Most High loved those Chinese, you would be getting the coronavirus. You would be getting all the locusts and all the tsunamis. Imagine having a tsunami in Minnesota. It sounds strange, right? Does it?
Yeah, we ain't got no water on that. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds strange, right? Like anything's possible, anything can happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Most High can make something happen that you wouldn't think what could happen. I mean, He's the Lord for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? You can't measure His power. Go ahead.
Like, I mean, He did flood the entire earth, so I'm assuming.
There you go. Yeah. But a nigga from the hood that really don't know about that story, they be like, what? Like, hold on, what's going on, man? I'm like, why we flooded over here? You know what I mean?
He could flood.
He could.
Lakes, like he could flood. Right. He got Mississippi, like he could
10,000 lakes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. We got like the 7 spring lakes.
And anything can happen, you see what I'm saying?
Could flood, because you got Lake Superior, Lake Huron.
All that is.
Right in the middle.
Is that the Mississippi right there?
Yep.
But that ride come out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? But that locust thing, man, that's so crazy to me. Every time I read about it in the scriptures, because it's like, damn, like it's a whole bug problem for real.
Yeah, it's
a rodent problem. Go ahead.
Now the locusts are so powerful, but that was one of the plagues that happened during the battle.
Yeah, no, for that, I was like, that's amazing. Yeah. You know, I would hate to be in that type of position. Go ahead.
I just want to read about these worms though, like the worm, like they not saying nothing about the worms though. Like I ain't heard too much about it.
Yeah.
About the worms.
Okay, I just kind of heard a little bit about it, and then you said something about it too.
Yeah, the worm is like eating this much as low as like like it was like kind of like how they did us in the like when the Muslims came from one side, and then the Christians came from the other side. You know what I'm saying? It's like happening to these and that. Well, that did happen to.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Let's get a second Ezra 6 and 54, please. Second Ezra's got to be one of my favorite books, man. It was so much knowledge being dropped in that book. It was ridiculous.
You said 6 and 54?
Second Ezra 6 and 54. Yeah.
Perfect. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54.
Mm-hmm.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures.
Meaning that he was the one that had dominion over all the creatures. You know what I'm saying? He was put in a position on high to be over something. He had dominion. All right, he had rule. As you know, Adam was the first man to come into the truth. He wasn't the first person alive. He wasn't the first person on the earth. See what I'm saying? Keep going.
Of him come we all.
Of what?
Of him come we all.
Of him come we all. Meaning all nations come through him. Right? See what I'm saying? But here's the difference. One thing you always want to tell a Christian and a Muslim, because they always talk about the whole birthright between Jacob and Esau, and then they go into the whole blessings as far as Ishmael and Isaac. One thing you always got to understand that that gets straight to the point. It's the Most High that can separate people. Yeah, we all come from the same place, but there was a time and place where now we were separated. We are not the same. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like it's funny, like when they all say, we all bleed red. Ain't no animals saying out here that we bleed all red. You see what I'm saying? A cat and a dog knows that there's something different about each other. They beefing all the time, ain't they? A deer knows that a lion is not his friend. It's not his blood, not his family. You know what I'm saying? But black and Hispanic people, just like our animals are separated, so are people separated. Just because we're called the human race, we're humans doesn't mean we are the same necessarily. You got to break it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm royal, I'm chosen, and you're not. I'm from the tribe of this, I'm from the tribe of that, but you are not the same as me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go, keep going. My bad. Keep going. Hey, Slag, I want that first thing closed out of the way. You got it.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Mm-hmm. Keep
Verse
going.
55.
Mm-hmm.
All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Read that part one more time. He made what for our sakes?
For thou madest the world for our sake.
You know what's so funny about that scripture? It reminded me of my first Passover, right? And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you about that scripture. Me and Commander Junior YAHANNA, around time I first met him, the first Passover, and he was just telling me as far as how this world is for our sakes. This is for us. He said we are in this school to take back what is ours. That's why we are dealing with these curses right now, but we're working to get to the blessings. Because in all actuality, this whole earth is supposed to be ours. You know what I'm saying? But now it's out of our hands, so we're trying to get it back. You know what I mean? So I just want to bring that out real quick, because that's very important. You got to understand that when you come into the UPK, you got to understand what your purpose is, why you're here. You're not just here just to be here because it's like a little phase or something. You know, you're really here to do business. You know what I mean? We are working to get our people back to where they should have been in the way beginning, before sin was introduced into the world. You see what I'm saying? We have work to do. Okay? So, read that one more time.
Verse 55. All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest.
Keep going.
Verse 56. As for the other people.
As for the what?
As for the other people,
even that even sounds rude.
Love it.
You see what I'm saying? And, you know, even that sounds rude. It's like he ain't got no like I'm gonna say out of one, but when I say out of one, I mean I'm in the Lord, man.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Most High, he ain't got no filter. He just said, "As for the other people." Keep going. That's funny though.
As for the other people,
Mm-hmm.
which also come of Adam,
That's right.
thou hast said, they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
I knew you wanted to say that so bad. They are what?
They are nothing.
They are nothing. They are nothing. They are garbage. They are trash. They are everything that means it is nothing. They are just not a factor. See what I'm saying? They are just nothing to the Most High, and that's crucial, man. Imagine being an East Indian, being an African. I had a brother say, it was so funny. I had a young brother. He said, man, if I was born white, man, he was like, I would just commit suicide all the time. And I was like, huh? And then the brother next to him was like, but you got to think about reincarnation. He like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was like, what the hell? But hey, you know, man, I would hate to be a heathen, boy. See what I'm saying? Thank the Lord for being an Israelite. This culture, to be an Israelite means everything. See what I'm saying? Like even being in you being in the world and you just knowing that you're black, you know that you got a sense of specialty to you. See what I'm saying? Black people in the world talk about how great and wonderful they are, even though we walking around doing what we're not supposed to be doing. Yeah. See what I'm saying? But like when you really follow the Most High, like you get the full experience, the full potential, and seeing how great your nation is. I mean, like without this Bible, man, like how would you know how great your king? How great these kings were in the Bible? How would you know about the story of Moses and all the great things that he did? Yahushua, especially Yahushua, man, he was amazing. See what I'm saying? Like these brothers gave us a good image. When everybody else wanted to disobey the Most High, you had certain men, you had certain women that were steadfast, and they kept the culture. They kept the tradition. We were just talking about that with the sister Esther. You know what I'm saying? Soon enough, we're going to have to bring out a story about Ruth, who lived amongst the Moabites. They called her a Moabite-ish woman. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of like she lives in China, but she ain't from China. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like sisters like that, man, who really did something amazing, who really stood their ground, brothers who really put in work for our sakes, for our people. You know what I mean? You just can't throw that away, man. After going through all these stories, hearing all these amazing things, how can you run from that? Meanwhile, you want to try to be a heathen. You got to be separate, man, because that's what the Most High wanted us to be. Is just like Him, a holy people that are not like everybody else. You got something that the other nations ain't got, and once again, they ain't got nothing on you. Everything that you could possibly get, but you got to serve the Most High. You got to see what you're worth, because you are amazing nation, amazing people, and everybody knows it around you. Although we in captivity. All right. So, is that it on that? Oh no, there's more, right? You go ahead.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing.
They are nothing. See what I'm saying? Nothing at all. There's nothing special or great about these other nations. Yeah, hey, he cut straight to the point. That was beautiful. Keep going.
Okay. But be like unto spittle.
One more time.
But be like unto spittle.
Damn, what does that mean? What is he saying? First he said that they were nothing. No, first he said those other people. See what I'm saying? Or the other nations. Then he said they were nothing. That's an insult. He's talking about somebody right here. But he said that they are like unto spittle. What does spittle mean? Spit, a loogie. Ugh. See what I'm saying? They are spittle. They are spit. Keep going.
Okay. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
He compared them to that little thing in that vessel, that little thing in that bottle. It's just that little thing that's at the bottom of the corner, you know, of the little Pepsi bottle. You don't want the, you know what, I'll just grab me a whole nother one, throw this one away, boom. I'm too out. Hey, they ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, he's saying a lot right here. They are not, like, they are garbage. They are nothing to the Most High. And every time we break this down at camp, I'm talking about at least anybody that's bringing out this topic, you should see the faces. But like the person he be stunned, like, what? Like, are you sure it's talking about us? He said the other nations. You gotta first figure out who is Israel, because it talks about Israel first, and then it talks about the other nations. In many scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, house of Israel, not oh, house of everybody, every race and every nation. No. Oh, house of Israel. Only you have I known. I gave you the law, statutes, commandments. This is why I penalize you and punish you. All right? So, with that being said, everybody gets this out. The Most High is what again? Racist. He doesn't love everybody, right? Or he does love everybody. All right, no sweat. With that being said, clap it up, man. Pay your tithes. April 9th, actually, we got like a month away for the Passover. Can't wait, you know what I'm saying? Get out to the Passover, pay your tithes, and I'm going to pass the class to Trooper Takaya. Name, I'm jealous.
Wow.
Oh, clap it up again.
We got an I.S.U.P.K style out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Root for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. And Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 through 10 means the tenth in the Hebrew, Mayashra. Tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. It's going to be the Passover, April 9th in New York City. Get your tickets now. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. We're going to get to the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, the Lord's Prayer.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to get to
come on with you.
All right, come on. We're going to get to the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwatha, Shabbat, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Hawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathaniel, the Call, Yawam, Wasalaki now, Kawawati now, Kasalaki now, Kawawati now, Wala'ah, Taba'ai now, Manasayawan, Abol, Awashai now, Mayan, Rad, Kayah, Zakab, Amalakwa, Wahala, Wa'adabara, Aman.
And in English, our Father.
Like you said the Lord's Prayer in English.
The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom, come, thy will be done, on earth, as in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us for our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. So be it. Amen.
It's like Amen.
And to the bless Israel in the Hebrew.
That's right.
Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahusha. Barak Lanawa. Wa Yasharallah. Wahabayah. Taparian, Barak, Rapah, Muggan, Huggan. Say the name of loved ones once, and we're going to repeat.
I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis.
I.S.U.P.K Minneapolis. Kabad Dabar. Kawa. Sathar Yala. Kanagabar. Izara. Dawala. Shagar. Yakwadash. Bakar Dam. Yapa. Kunayala.
Yahweh. Yahushua. The angels. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. The students. The sisters. All of Israel.
The Kamanaya. Nakamanaya. That's my real name.
Nakamani.
This is what you're talking about. I got the text right here.
The brothers in the school in Minneapolis. All the I.S.U.P.K. The generals. The officers. The captains. The troopers. All the Israel that's not in the school.
All the Israelites not in the school. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Wa'alaman.
Oh, no. You never read it in English.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay. I thought I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it.
You got it. Bless Israel.
Bless Israel. Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Say what we just said.
Oh, it's like in Yahushua.
No.
What we just said was.
What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us in Israel.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of loved ones. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
The curses?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you was here or being here. You do the Lord's Prayer. Because the curses.
Yeah. Is that the last one? Yeah. I switched it on over this one. You got it.
Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. Thy teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers in the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasures of the rich. Of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nations. And the nations. And their drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. The Amalek synagogues and armories. The Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. The militia. The Ku Klux Klan. The Aryan Nation. The skinheads. The Polycomatana. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. The spies. The workers of witchcraft. The NASA space program. The Army. Navy. The Air Force. The Marines. Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airway.
The cable access channel.
Cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
The radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
That seek to stop us.
And bring swift destruction.
And bring swift destruction.
To all the heathen.
To all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in our way.
Or try to stop us from broadcasting. Your word.
Your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth and consume them.
Through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
Let the plague shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahweh
Let Yahweh,
Michael,
Michael,
and Gabriel
Gabriel,
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucers.
and punish all the heathen
Punish all the heathen
that come up against us
that come up against us.
as we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all
Cause it to be known by all.
that it is the angels that have done
That
it.
is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media
Cause it to be spread through the media.
throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, man, Israel, we're going to do a courtesy salute. Amaya Shabbat, Amaya, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua, Barakatah. Kalbatah, class dismissed.
I got the name on jams out on the wall. I thought you said you said Nakam. I remember, man. It was 2 words. So you say Nakam, the night.